On today's Macrame Monday, we are going to be learning how to make a plant hanger. I call it the Drew Mason hanger, so just stay tuned and let's make one together. Hi guys, welcome back to Macrame Monday. If you're new here, my name is Lainey. I'm a macrame artist out of Pennsylvania, and this is my channel. So today we are going to be making a plant hanger. So it's my design. I call it the Drew Mason hanger. I usually showcase it with a mason jar full of faux flowers, but you know, we can do both today. We'll show it with the flowers and like with the pot. It's really awesome. You can fit up to a 6-inch pot in it. I normally just keep it up to like a 4 or 5, but whatever floats your boat. We're going to be making it in my, my sage color. We're going to be making it in this color. So pretty. And yeah, it's going to be really awesome. So the plant hanger itself, it's going to be using a couple of the knots that we've already gone over in the past tutorials. So we're going to be using the lark's head knot, the square knot, and then the spiral knot, and the clove hitch knot or double half hitch knot. So I have one here, not in sage, but this is what it's going to look like. This is our deepest mustard color, if you're wondering. So we're going to be making that, but it's going to be in this really beautiful green sagey color. And yeah, so let's just, I will definitely leave, what will I leave? I'm going to leave like the measurements of the cord and everything that you're going to need. I'll also like write it down here on the bottom probably too while we're doing this, and just follow along as best you can, and let's just start up. Okay guys, so I already have my lark's knots in place, as you can see. If you want to see a tutorial on that, I have some already in my past tutorials playlist, but it's super easy. I'll just undo one. I'll just undo one and show you. So you just cut your cord, make sure both ends are together to make a loop, pull it over, take the two cords, pull it through, and that is a lark's head knot. So I have 7 of them here. I cut 12-foot lengths of each. You're going to need 11 lengths altogether of the 12-foot cords, and you're also going to need one 2-foot cord just to wrap everything at the bottom of it. Yeah, so let's get into it. So let's start. We're gonna start by making the square knots. So you're gonna take this cord on the left-hand side and just move it away. We're not using it right now. And then grab 4 cords and make a square knot. Perfect, and then we're going to do it 2 more times for our first level. And 1 more. Okay, so you have your 3 square knots. You're going to have 2 cords kind of like hanging out on the sides. We're going to get to those in a second. So we're going to make 2 more square knots, combining them. You're basically going to make square knots going down until it comes to a triangle. So you're going to grab these 4 strands now, so the 2 on each of these square knots we made, and just go ahead and keep going. Okay, so that's where we're at so far, and then we're gonna make 1 last square knot right in the middle. So you see how it looks like a little triangle coming down? That's perfect. So now You're going to take these two pieces that I've kind of just been hanging out on the outskirts, and you're going to start to make, you're going to make your double half hitches cascading down to make a border around your square knots. And I have a little tutorial on that as well, but just try and follow along. And that tutorial is also in the playlist as well. Need that. Now, I really like this plant hanger because you can also do this sitting down, like you can clip this part onto a clipboard. But, I mean, whatever you want to do. See how it's starting to form the border? I'm just going to keep going. And so you're basically going to do it till it gets to here. You're going to leave this one out because you're going to put this one on this side's border. So one last little clove hitch or half hitch. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing onto this side. Okay, so now that we have our border almost completely done, you're going to finish off your like little triangle piece by putting the knot, like you're going to take the right hand side and use the left hand side to make the knot. So it's nice and combined at a point. Okay, so now we're going to continue this border down to it's a straight line. Okay, so see how we're kind of like making an X almost. So we're going to do that on this side now, just having it have it coming down to make a little X. So let's go ahead and do that. Find the cord. Make sure it's in line with this border. Super important. You don't want it to be off center. And just go ahead and continue your double half hitches down. Okay, so here we have it so far. You want to make sure also that these lengths of cord that you see here are roughly the same size, just because you want it to be a nice flat piece. Now what we're going to do now, we're going to start to make another series of square knots. I'm just going to move this piece up so you can see a little bit easier. Okay, so I have it all moved up. Now what we're going to do is make another series of square knots into a diamond shape. So we're going to start at the top, take the first 4, and make your square knot. And then take the 2 left-hand side, grab 2 on the more left-hand side, I guess, and make another square knot. It's basically going to be like 1 and then 2, 3, 2, 1, like a diamond. Okay, and then you're gonna grab these two in the middle and then make your one. And then two on the other side. So one over here. Okay, so you see how we have our diamond? We're now going to take these two loose cords that began up here, and we're going to make a border just like how we did here. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. What we're gonna do, this diamond pattern where we made the X with our double half hitches and then made the diamond then made the diamond pattern with the square knots, we're gonna do that 2 more times going down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And if you're following along and tie your knots with me, you go ahead and do that too. Okay, so we have our beautiful little diamond pattern. Love it. So now in the description, you obviously can see, hey, we need 11 strands of this 12-foot cord. We only have 7. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our other 4 cords that we did. We're gonna make lark's head knots with 2 each on either side, and we're gonna make our 2 lengths of spiral knots going down till it hits right here at this bottom part. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, perfect. So I have the 2 cords on either side. Now I always wait until this pattern part is finished to do this, just because these cords obviously will get in the way of that. But if you want to put them all on at the same time, you go ahead and do that. Now, if you don't know how to do a spiral knot, I have, again, a tutorial on how to do it, but I'll just do like a quick one right now. It's literally the same thing as a square knot, but you're only doing the first part over and over again. So we'll do it on the right hand side first. All right, so you have your leftmost cord, your rightmost cord. Left goes over the two middle, right goes over and under the left and through this loop. And you're just going to repeat that process over and over again until this whole length reaches the bottom of the pattern that we just made. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, we're gonna interrupt this just to give you like a little macrame tip. So you see, especially, well, so pause. I use recycled cord for almost all of my cord that I have. I buy it from the same supplier all the time. Now, it is recycled, it is handmade and everything, so there are imperfections, which is totally fine with me. Macrame is kind of like, it's that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like in that category where it doesn't have to be extremely perfect, but close to it. Anyway, so you see how like there's like a little fray right there? So that will happen with recycled cords, and that's totally fine. So what I'm saying is, if you have, you know, a couple lengths of cord that are like that, or you have some scrap cord, the spiral knot is like it's a perfect pattern to use to kind of hide those imperfections, and it's such a tight weave that it's not gonna matter if you have these little like flyaway strands and things like that. But let's get back to the piece. Okay, so now that we have our pattern done and our two spiral strands hanging down, we're gonna make the bottom part of our plant hangers where the pod or the mason jar that you have is gonna rest. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I've moved you guys down. So let's go ahead and do this. You're definitely gonna need a tape measure for this part. What you're gonna do, you wanna make sure first that your spiral knots are kind of flat. See how I'm moving them around, how they're flat now? With that, boom, boom. What you're gonna do, bring them up to the front. On the left-hand cord, like the left-hand spiral, take the two right-hand cords, and then on the right-hand spiral, take the two left-hand cords. So you see where I'm taking from on both? You're going to bring that down 5 inches and make a square knot. So let's go ahead. So 5 inches is right there. We're going to go ahead and make a square knot. I'm going to make sure it's good. And we're a little bit above, so we're just going to lower it down. And perfect. All right, the first part. So now, this is the tricky part. So now the two cords on the left-hand side, you're gonna bring those out, and then where this diamond pattern is, you're gonna take the first two cords on that left-hand side, and you're gonna make a square knot with those 5 inches down, just like you did this one. So of course, take the two outermost cords of the 4 cords you're holding, bring it down to 5 inches, and you can use the first cord as a marker. Obviously, for this part, you always want to measure, and you're going to measure from here, because that's where we're doing it. And 5 inches down. Perfect. And you see how it's starting to form? So now we're going to take these 2 cords on the rightmost, right here. Come back to the other side of the pattern. Take the 2 cords on the right hand most as well. Down 5 inches to a square knot. Okay. So now we're going to turn the piece around. And we have all of these back strings, right? So we're going to separate them from where that diamond met and that last corner. Remember when we started this? So the corner where the diamond is, you're going to separate those strands of cord. So you should have 5 on each side. You're going to bring, we'll do the left hand side first. Bring it down 5 inches. Use these as a marker, but then be sure to measure again before you put it in place permanently. Perfect. And you're going to measure from right here, the very bottom of the diamond. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take the 5 cords that have been left, straighten them out, down 5 inches to make a square knot with the 5 cords. Okay, so I lowered you guys down again. This is where we are now, the top part of our, I guess basket you can call it, for where we're putting our plant or our mason jar. So now we're going to make a second row of square knots. You're going to take these 2 back pieces. You're going to take 3 on the right hand side, so right here. And you're going to take the left hand side, take 3 from there, so you're going to have 6 total strands of cord. Measure down 3 inches. Oh, right now I'm just going to make a little knot, and I'm going to get my tape, measure at 3 inches, which is right here, and make my square knot. Okay, so now we're going to kind of go again in a circle like how we did up here. I'm going to take these 2 cords that are left from there and take 2 cords from the following strand of cords, and we're going to make a square knot 3 inches down. And as always, make sure to measure. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Take these 2 cords from this, and then from this square knot pattern, these 2 cords 3 inches down. And then we're going to just turn it around to finish it off. Okay, so now we're in the front. 2 cords on the right hand side, the last 2 cords from this strand, 3 inches down, and then the last 4. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the piece. I've lowered you even more down, so now we're at that second round of square knots. And you're going to take either a piece of scrap cord that's at least 2 foot in length, or make your own little piece, and we're going to make a gathering knot just to finish this piece off. So you're going to measure 3 inches down again, about right here, gather all of it, again. I always keep my thumb right at the place it needs to be. And you're going to make a gathering knot, which again is in my tutorial playlist along with everything else. And you're going to go around 6 times. Cut off the excess, pull it up, and then cut off that piece and push it down. Okay, so we have all this excess cord, which is great for scraps. We're obviously going to keep it, but what I like to do is measure all these strands at 6 inches, which is right here. I'm going to cut just because I like to be all even, and here we go. Okay, so we finally have our Drew plant hanger all done. So let's show you what it looks like with a mason jar of flowers. Look at that. I love this style, but then let's get a pot too. Okay, so this guy is like 5 inches, and let's go ahead and get this out. 5-inch pot. Look at her. Beautiful. I love it. Oh. I love this color. Okay guys, well that was it. I really hope that you enjoyed this macrame tutorial today. This plant hanger is definitely one of my favorites that I make. I love that it's also like a wall hanging and a plant hanger all together. So it's really nice. It makes a difference to me. And yeah, so if you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, and obviously subscribe. We're here every Monday for Macrame Monday. And who knows, maybe next week we'll do something. I don't know. It could be a haul. It could be a new knot. It could be something that we make. I don't know. But I will see you next week and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.